So hello then, welcome to the vlog. Just made myself a coffee in my Giiant mug, so cheers, it'll be hot. Yeah, welcome to the vlog, welcome to Monday, the 1st of April, in the morning, the 1st of April. So I've been thinking, I think I'm going to get rid of all my cycling stuff and stop cycling. I think I'm going to take up horse riding. Might even have to change the name of the channel to Duncan Goes Horse Riding. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, moving on. In the vlog the other day, Saturday, when I went out on the TCR SL, I was mentioning that I thought the bike was a bit too high on the saddle and a bit too long in the reach, and I needed to check it on my jig. So here we are in the new kitchen. I've been decorating behind me. I've got one coat of paint emulsion on this wall. I've got a coat of undercoat on the skirtings, and then if I move, you'll see behind me my jig. Ta-da! So right, my jig, it's just two pieces of off-cut wood that I've got, bit of plywood, clamped together with two G-clamps. So this has probably been clamped together for 18 months now. And if I bring you in closer, so all we've got is it's just two pieces clamped together. There's a line across the top there that I've drawn with pen, so I can tell if it's moved or not. I've got an outline across the top of my saddle and the nose of my saddle. So I use the same saddle or the same style of saddle on all my bikes, so that tells me where my saddle position is. So effectively that's my saddle height. Bottom bracket to top of the saddle, or crank spindle to top of the saddle, whichever way you want to measure it, but that does that. The bottom goes on the floor. To position it on the bottom bracket, I draw around the crank. Because I use the same style of cranks on most of my bikes, this is the way I do it, and that's accurate for that. And then for the front, we've got stem or steerer tube centre, handlebar centre, I think. Then what's that one? Can't remember what that one is. Anyway, we'll get a bike in and we'll show you how it works. Bear with me a sec while I get a bike in. There we go. So I've just brought in my older. If I move the position of the camera slightly, be a bit noisy, hang on. So that's my older 2014 TCR Advanced Pro Ultegra 6800 group set, Stella Italia SLR saddle, which at the moment is probably slightly nose up looking at that. They do move a little bit sometimes. Zero AR 30 wheels. These are early 30 wheels, so I can't run these tubeless. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't anyway. Yeah, and then start again. Giiant contact bars, Giiant contact stem, 11 speed. Right, so let's bring you in. I'll move the camera and we'll show you how I use it. So the first thing I do is I get the bike vertical, and with the jig on the floor I just position the crank got to get it horizontal like that, and then I bring it in. With the cranks horizontal, so you have to turn the cranks to the horizontal. And then I just get that line that I've drawn around the crank here there. So it's on that position. So just there, can you see I've just drawn around that crank? That's the position there. Then I've got the position of my saddle nose, saddle height, setback of the saddle, etc. So that's correct. And if we go up front, we've got the line there for the centre of the steerer tube. The line in the middle, I don't know what that's for. But anyway, the line towards the front, you can see then lines up with the centre of the bars. So then that is my sort of stem length bar position. Depending on the handlebars I use, you can get different reach sort of tolerances, if you like, in the shifters or the handlebar reach. But because they're all the same, they should be the same. So that's how I check it. So that's correct. Hang on, if I move this again, because it's difficult to do it and hold it with one hand. There we go, so that's correct. Bottom bracket correct. Saddle height correct on this one. So let's change it to the SL and then we can check the SL. There we go then. So there's my 2017 Giiant TCR SL. So I said I'd show you the bike. So here it is. So we've got Zero RC50 wheels. I keep getting that mixed up, CR and RC, but the Zero RC50 wheels. Rode those for the first time on Saturday. Sapim CX-ray spokes, 50mm deep. They're the newer wide rim variety, so the 25mm Grand Prix 4000 2S tyres are fatter on here than they are on the other TCR. These wheels are brilliant, really impressed with these wheels. No brake rub, really stiff, ride along really well, make a nice noise, braking's been fine, really good. So again, we've got Shimano Ultegra 6800 11 speed group set, 172.5mm cranks on this one and on my other bikes that I use. So I've got 172.5mm cranks on this one, the other TCR that I've just shown you, my Zwift bike, my Goff, just all 172.5mm cranks. It's a 100mm Giant Contact SL stem, Giant Contact SL bars. I've got one of these out front stem front mounts for the GoPro and the Garmin underneath. Mechanical shifters, Ultegra brakes. It's got a really nice paint finish on it. Again, Sella Italia SLR saddle, integrated seat post, mid-compact chain set, so it's 52/36 chain rings, and I think this is an 11/28 cassette. So yeah, really impressed with this bike. It really flies. Really light, excellent up the hills, really responsive, pretty comfortable as well. But let's check this geometry. Let's get it set up on the jig and see how it is. So again, let's get it positioned first of all. So we'll get the bike roughly parallel there. Then we'll bring the jig in. So yeah, the bars are lower. I think I've said that before last year, but I forgot. Position that bottom bracket crank again. Get that one right. I reckon the bottom bracket's slightly higher up on this. It's about 1mm higher up. But that could just be tyre wear. because these are brand new GP4000s, the others are 2-3 years old. They've done quite a bit of miles. 2 years old, I'd say. Saddle position's right. It's about right. I think all it is I think the bars are slightly lower down. So again, I'll have to just move the screen, excuse me. It's difficult to do with one hand because you move. So that's positioned on that line down there on the bottom bracket first. The saddle position's correct. When you look at it like that, it's a bit further in front because of the way I draw it with the pen. But that position's the same. And then you can see it's just a fraction lower and a fraction longer. There's not a lot in it. That steerer tube's bang in the same place. But we're probably about 5mm longer, do you think? And a fraction lower. So it means my reach from saddle to drops, not drops, what do you call it, hoods, is just that little bit longer. Perhaps I need to try a shorter stem. Bring it back a little bit. So anyway, food for thought. So that's my jig that I use to check my settings on the different bikes quickly, and also my 2 TCRs. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing as always. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider doing so. It's free to do so. And I'll see you in the next vlog. See you later.